Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying some new makeup. Most of this is new to me, not necessarily brand new makeup, but one of the big things is I bought all three of the ESUM eyeshadow palettes. They had a bundle for Black Friday that was $150 for all three plus an empty palette, and I've been wanting to try these and couldn't help myself. So I did buy those, and I have the Victoria Beckham stuff that I've been trying out, some Violette FR stuff. So we're just gonna try these out, try out some other stuff, see what I think. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it trying a new product or trying, using things that I already know and love. I just try to make really thoughtful, analytical content, and I have new videos every week. Especially right now, I have something pretty much every day planned, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so the lighting is a little weird today. I film in front of my windows in my dining room. I have some of the curtains closed because of the way the sun is, but I can't close the main curtain because then it would be dark. So I just have this weird light spot. I'm also wearing, in case I get compliments and comments on my sweaters a lot. This is one that my husband got me for my birthday. It's got a raccoon on it. Very soft. Every time I wear this, I get asked where it's from. So I haven't done really any makeup yet. I did my brows with just my brow gel, and I put a little bit of concealer and foundation on. So I put a little bit of the Haus Labs concealer under my eyes and some where I had some red spots. And then I have my Pat McGrath foundation around here to cover some redness. I haven't used it in a while, and I was like, I should use that today. I haven't used it in actually quite a while. Okay, so I'm going to, I think, do the rest of my face first and then finish with my eyes. But I am very excited to play with these. I've already swatched a few and tried a couple shades, but I am very excited to finally have these. Okay, so first I'm going to do some contour. This is the Victoria Beckham contour stick. I used this in a video recently. I don't know, that one should probably go up before this. But been trying this out since I got it 2 weeks ago and been really enjoying it, but still trying to, form my full thoughts. So I'm gonna do some light contouring. I'm gonna do a little bit on my nose. Just like to narrow this part. And then a little bit under my cheekbone. A little bit here. And then here. Maybe a little bit under here. I do really like how thin, it's like a nice creamy formula, and I really like that it's a stylus. Like, you don't get a lot of product, but it makes it really easy to use. And you can blend it out with your fingers too, which I appreciate. I'm gonna use a brush for the rest. I don't know how it's gonna look on camera, but because the white, I try to get things on camera to look as accurate as possible to real life, but it's never fully perfect. Although I am gonna be starting to use a new editing software soon, so we'll see, or trying out a new one, so we'll see how that affects things. Having a little bit more control than iMovie, which I kind of hate, but is free, so I've been using it. And now that I'm starting to earn a little bit more on the channel, not a ton, but still enough that I'm gonna start being able to maybe buy an actual camera one day, have a better editing software. In person, it looks very natural. It kind of makes this scar pop out a little bit more, because it darkened it, but I don't really care. I have scars. Okay. And I'm going to use the Victoria Beckham bronzer again to, I've just had it for such a little amount of time. I really want to, you know, try it out and use it. In person, both look very natural, like very, very natural. So that is, I mean, generally what I'm going for. I think it looks more cool toned in person as well. I do film with my iPhone, so it's not a bad camera, but it's not, you know, necessarily the best. So I used mostly the first shade, which is a little more neutral, and this one's a little darker, a little more golden. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that. In person, it looks very natural. I wore it the other day to work, and my boss, I don't think people could tell that I was wearing bronzer, which is the ideal. Okay, so in the last video, I used the blush from Khaki's collab, and then I used the Violette FR highlighter stick. So today I'm gonna use the Victoria Beckham ones, just so I can use those on camera. I got the shade Playground in the Cheeky Posh, and I really like this. I kind of want the orangey color, and then there's like a dark berry called Mini Skirt that looks really pretty. But this is like my perfect everyday color, which is why I picked it as the first one to get. I like the, you know, you get a decent amount of formula. I don't need very much. I like the packaging a lot. It feels very secure. It looks really nice. And I'm gonna use that special edition Refer brush. And you can, you know, use the brush instead of drawing on your face, but I do like with a stick, you can. It just looks very natural, which is, you know, again, my ideal, what I'm going for. And then I've got the Reflect stick in Pearl. Like I said, in the last video I mentioned this. I do think it's funny that this went from like Hope Mess Tom to Cam Clove Room, who gave this to me, and then now I have it, and I have been enjoying it. I think it's a really pretty natural highlight, which is generally what I want. I want like a glow from within. I have some fun highlights, and I use them every once in a while, but on a day-to-day, I don't want sparkle. I don't want too much. I don't like that like metallic-y highlight that much. I think if you're doing a really dramatic like editorial look or Instagram-y kind of makeup or something, it can look nice, but that's not what I want every day. Yeah, I like that a lot. I kind of want the golden shade, but I don't need both. Okay, and then for lips, I'm gonna use one of the Violette FR products. They sent me 2 of the Bisou Balm, which is their sheer matte lipsticks, supposed to give like that, you know, like French just tinted lip. So I got the shades Amorphoux, which is Loveful, and Guimauve, which is Marshmallow. Guimauve is like this nice coral. And then this is a red. I don't know what eye look I'm gonna go for today. Like what shimmer. I'm kind of thinking of going like cool toned taupey. I'm wearing green, so I could wear the ESUM palette. I have the colorful one, so I could do green. So I think I'm gonna go with the more coral. I think it'll just work better. It is very sheer, so they look super pigmented. Like that looks very vibrantly red, but they go on very sheer. There's a little bit of a sweet smell, kind of marshmallowy actually. And I've worn it once. I've worn each one once, and they're very comfortable. It feels weird. They're kind of powdery, like they feel powdery. And you can just see how sheer it is. Like it is a matte lip tint, basically. If I try to build it up, you do get a little bit more pigment, but it's very sheer. It's pulling very peach, so I'm gonna add a little bit of the red. Okay, so we'll see what I think with the final look, if I want to add a gloss or a lip liner or something, but for now, I like this. It does look really nice in person. It's really comfortable. It doesn't feel, for being a matte, it doesn't feel dry. And it kind of doesn't look like I'm wearing anything. Like it just looks like my lips are this color. So that's really cool. So I have some other eyeshadows that I want to use too, but I'm not going to use them today, so expect videos on this soon. So I want to give away from Sigma, and I got the Beauty and the Beast palette. So I need to try that soon. And then Alter Ego sent me some PR, asked if I wanted to try the brand and sent me a couple things. So they sent me their Mirage palette and their Sakura palette. I've tried a couple shades so far, but I will have a video actually trying these sometime soon. See if they are worth the hype and money. But we're gonna stick with ESUM today. I got all three palettes. These are their artistry palettes. It says ESUM artistry palettes. I have number 1 Balance, number 2 Intensity, and number 4 Elevate. So number 1 is the All Matte palette. I've been thinking about buying the Viseart All Matte palette, but now I don't need to. I really like the packaging on here. So you don't get a mirror. They are very makeup artist focused. So this slides this way, fully slides off if you want. Here's the All Matte palette. So you've got cool tones, warm tones, neutral tones, black and gray, and then these mauve tones. And then this also slides out, so you can, I don't want to do it right now and drop shades, but this slides out of the back, and the shade names are on the back, and you can pop them out and refill them or make your own, which is why this set came with an empty palette. So this is normally $80 for the All Matte palette, and then these shimmer palettes retail for $120, which is a lot of money. I'm just gonna flip them all real quick so I can show you. This is the number 2 palette. This is Intensity. So it's the same colors, but in metallic form, which I really appreciate. So you've got a purpley row, or purpley mauve row, a black and white row, a warm row, a neutral row, and a cool tone row. And then the colorful one, you've got pinks, kind of coppery oranges, greens, purples, and blues. So the top row, and this is satins, the middle row is, I think, more of a foiled shade, and then the bottom row is just like a high shine metallic. And then this one, you have iridescent sparkly shades, super sparkly shades in the middle, and then standard metallics down here. So getting all 3 of these for $150 was just too good of an opportunity to pass up. So I'm gonna prime with my NARS primer. I always use an eye primer because I have oily eyelids. Okay, so these don't have a mirror, so I'm just gonna be using one of these. I actually might just use this Alter Ego one because it's a pretty nice mirror and it's a little bit bigger and lighter than my Victoria Beckham Compact. So I'm gonna go in with, I've used the neutral browns already. I'm gonna try the cool tone browns and see what I think about those. So I'm just grabbing a fluffy brush. So I feel like this might be a good inner corner shade, but I'm gonna just use these. I'm starting with a rougher 1, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that middle shade. They do have shade names, but I'm not looking. So they are powdery, and they're getting some kick up, but I don't care about that. I just know some people do. I'll come a little closer. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. So this is a second tap in. Just putting it in the outer corner and blending it into the crease. Nice, cool shade. It's a good like contour for the eye. That's really nice. I do want to grab a fluffy brush. This is a rougher 15, and try it as well. I just want to see the difference in application between brush sizes. So this is flat and fluffy for, you know, good for tapping and then blending a little bit. And this is good for just blending around. So I just want to see. Yeah, that works really well. This is a really nice formula. I mean, I would expect for the price. For an artistry focused brand costing that much, I would expect it to blend effortlessly. So on this eye, I just use the fluffy brush so you can see the little bit more intensity here from using that flat brush. A ton of pigment right off the bat. It's pigmented, but in like a more buildable way. It's not like Melt Cosmetics or some Natasha Denona. You have more control that way, which I think is why a lot of makeup artist brands are like that. You can build it up, you can shear it out. That's really nice. I'm gonna take the same rougher 1 brush and go into the bottom shade here. Looks like this is darker, and then, you know, obviously there's the black. So I just wanna see. Picks up nicely. Always tap off. And that's really pretty. For like an everyday smoke, that's the perfect amount for me. And it's blending into the other shade really nicely. So far so good. My friend Jamila, who's on here, was actually just texting me about these earlier and asking what I think about the formula now that I've had them for a couple days. And I was like, I've only used them once, I don't know. It does feel very refined, very, very nice. And the shimmers, the couple that I've tried, are really beautiful. I understand why they're expensive. Okay, and I'm just gonna take my concealer brush that I already used and tap right here to kind of clean up the edge. Okay, really liking the mattes. They are working very well. I mean, I would expect for the price that they would work well. I'm excited to keep trying them. I would say it feels similar to the Viseart formula, not exact, obviously, but that's the closest thing that I can really think of. Actually, I'm gonna grab another 01 brush, and I'm gonna pick up the pale shade here, and I'm gonna put that on my inner corner. Like a matte inner corner a lot. Actually, I think I like it more than a shimmery inner corner. I think it just looks better. Okay. And then, oh, I need to run a little bit of something under my eye. So let me grab my rougher 2 brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit of both. This is like a little stubby brush. And I'm gonna run those shadows underneath my eye. And I find with this kind of brush, one thing I do, instead of just using the tip, I actually put it on the side slightly like that. And then I flip that side up, and rub it that way it doesn't go too far down. And I just put a little bit more of the darker shade right here with a really flat, dense brush. It really does build up the pigment. So really liking the formula. I don't think I'll need any more neutral mattes for a while. So I do really want to try these. I might put this iridescent green on or something, but I'm just really feeling like I want to try the more taupey shades here. So I'm going to grab a Refer 21 brush, which is my go-to shimmer brush. I'm gonna pick up the dark shimmer and then the champagne, and I want to see how these work. Picks up very well. Oh, that's really pretty. There's a decent amount of sparkle there, but it's also really smooth. Like, it's really finely milled. Okay, so I did a little bit on both eyes. I really like this. This is really smooth and creamy, but also really sparkly, which my favorite metallic formula is like Pat McGrath, or I really like the Vizier one. Just that creamy emollient formula that can like kind of blend itself. You can, you know, put it on your lid and blend the edges kind of deal. That's my go-to everyday kind of formula. And this is very similar to that, but like more sparkly. So really like that. So I'm gonna pick up the more champagne-y shade on the same brush. Oh wow, okay. Went very cool tone today, but that's fine. These are really pretty. I don't think the camera will do it justice. They're not like shifty, sparkly kind of shadows. They're not like, you know, an indie shadow, but for a neutral, there's a lot of dimension. They're really smooth and they go on really nicely, but there's so much sparkle and dimension that they're really interesting looking. Really like that. I'm gonna tap into the iridescent green. Just kind of tap a little bit of green in here. I'll do a colorful look soon. Oh yeah, I like adding the green. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but in person I definitely see the iridescent green now. Okay. I will do like neutral. Also, I like that it's neutral mattes because generally what I'm doing is neutral mattes and colorful shimmers. So I think it's a nice collection of things. Okay, I really like this eye look. Is it kind of basic? Yes, but I still really like it. Let me use my finger on the iridescent shade so you can see it is really pretty. Let's do just a little bit more. Make this a little bit more green. Like hint of green in there. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's the shade kind of swatched out. So you can see, if I go this way, you can't see the green at all. It's a true iridescent, which is nice. And then I've shown a flashlight on them and they were very sparkly too, so. I think these might become my everyday palettes. They're really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and add a little bit of mascara, just my Surratt mascara, and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna go off camera for a second, put a little bit of my Surratt mascara on, and I'll be right back. So really like this eye look, just added my Surratt mascara. I'm gonna change my lip. I think it's a little too pinky right now. I've used it a lot on camera and just in life in general, but I am gonna use my YSL Candy Glaze in Scenic Brown. It's looking a little messy because I use it so much. Just layered a little bit of that on top of the kind of stain that I have going. I actually really like that. It makes it a little less cool than the brown actually is, but it made it a little more brown and a little less pinky than it was looking. So that actually worked really well. I really love this formula. That and the Victoria Beckham gloss have become my go-to everyday lips. Okay, so I really like the way my face came out today. This is so pretty. I wish I could just show you how pretty these shimmers look in person. I'll try to like insert a little clip of me like in the bathroom or something with different lighting. It's so nice. So I've already been using a lot of this on camera, and this is not final thoughts on things, but I am really enjoying the bronzing brick. I've said this before, but it does live up to the name of brick. It is heavy. I feel like this weighs like at least a pound. I don't know. It's hefty. Because it says it's 9.6 grams of product, but that doesn't tell me how much the case weighs, you know? The Cheeky Posh, really like it. I think it lasts really well for a cream. Like it's kind of like the blushes from Khaki's collab. There's enough emollients for it to blend, but once it's set, it just looks very skin-like and natural. It's not dewy, it's not matte, it's just kind of in the middle. Really like the highlighter stick. I don't know if it's worth like $40-something like it is. I mean, if you like this kind of product and you're gonna use it every day, maybe it is. Contour Stylist, really liking it. And then obviously I love this lipstick and lip gloss, stick lip gloss, I don't know what it is. And then these palettes, obviously this is the second time I've tried them and I am very impressed. They are really expensive, but I have zero regrets buying them. I don't know if I would have paid a full price for them, but at a discount, like saving 15, 20%, 30%, whatever, you know, I would definitely buy these. If they were in my budget, you know. I think I need to try them more, obviously, but I used it the other day, no issues with creasing or like anything like that. I mean, I also use a primer. Yeah, like at a discount, like using a code or a sale or something like that, or like the 20% off your first time purchase, that kind of thing. I really like these. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried them, if you've picked them up, if you've tried any of these products, what you think of them. I'm really interested to see what you think. I actually really like the combo of the YSL lip over this. I do think this is really interesting. They are, I think it's probably ended by the time, it'll be long gone by the time this video is going up, but they just had their first sale, which was really nice. Packaging is really pretty. It is very lightweight, like, you know, this is hefty plastic, like weighted. This is not weighted, but it doesn't feel bad either. Actually, lightweight things don't bother me that much. But the formula is really nice. I think this could be, for someone who hates them, if you don't like a matte lip because it's too matte, but you want the like, you don't want a glossy lip, I think this is a really nice everyday kind of lip formula. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. As always, I love to hear them. I love to talk to you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It really, really helps. And I'll see you in my next video.